Cardinal Brenes is in Rome to personally explain to the Pope the outbreak of violence that since the month of April is depleting Nicaragua. The government and paramilitary groups are harshly repressing the peaceful protests by the citizens, which were manifested by the pension reform. Pope Francis has been especially attentive to this situation, and the citizens of Nicaragua have felt it. We felt the strength of the Pope, and the people have too, especially Catholics, but I would say that even more those men and women of goodwill, as they're called, those who do not profess the Catholic faith, yet have heard the voice of the Pope and have felt that he's very close to the Nicaraguans in this moment of suffering. The Church of Nicaragua is acting as a mediator to try to calm the situation, but it is also doing much more. On June 21st, in the town of Masaya, the Nicaraguan bishops, headed by Cardinal Brenes, avoided an authentic massacre by going through the barricades with the Blessed Sacrament in their hands. They told me that parades of trucks filled with military and riot police and civilians were coming to attack Masaya. Then I arranged to have the first hour of prayer and invited the priest to accompany me. People felt united. It was beautiful because there were many on their knees in the road with their hands up saying, "Help us, save us." That personally impressed me. They managed to sow peace for a few hours and also release some detainees, like this young man hugging his 96-year-old grandmother. The elderly woman spent 8 days at the door of a prison awaiting the release of her grandson. The violence has claimed the lives of almost 300 people, including a baby. There have been nearly 1,000 injured, and there's talk of missing persons, although there's still no official list. These mothers are scarred forever, suffering every day remembering their child who was lost. After the mother is her husband, the other children, the neighbors. The death of a member of a family not only harms the mother, but an entire environment. With more than 300 dead already, it harms the entire nation. The Cardinal explains that every morning and night he calls the priests to find out the situation, hoping there are no more victims. We've seen in the other 2 wars we've had where more than 50,000 people died, but there were armed people. It was one armed group against another armed group, but not in this case. It's against people who are walking down the street without a gun, or someone behind a barricade, maybe with a mortar. So this is much more intense than a war. Cardinal Brenes recalls that this crisis can only be resolved with dialogue, a way in which the Church is trying to participate for the love of all the people of Nicaragua.